The Israelites lived in Egypt for many years. They were once guests in the land, but a new pharaoh came to power. This pharaoh did not remember Joseph or the good he had done for Egypt. He saw the Israelites as a threat, growing in number and strength. Pharaoh made the Israelites slaves. They had to work long hours, making bricks and building cities. Their lives were filled with pain and suffering. They cried out for help, but no one seemed to hear their pleas. They began to lose hope, wondering if God had forgotten them. How could they hear God's message when their hearts were heavy with despair? They struggled to believe that anything could change their situation. They felt alone and abandoned. God heard the cries of his people. He had not forgotten them. He saw their suffering and had a plan to free them. God chose Moses, a Hebrew who had been raised in Pharaoh's palace, to lead his people out of slavery. At first, Moses doubted his ability to fulfill this mission. He asked God, "Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the Israelites out of Egypt?" But God reassured Moses, "I will be with you." Moses went to Pharaoh and told him to let the Israelites go. But Pharaoh refused. He did not know the God of the Israelites, and he would not listen to Moses. Pharaoh's heart was hardened. God sent 10 plagues upon Egypt to show Pharaoh his power and to convince him to free the Israelites. The Nile River turned to blood. Frogs, gnats, and flies swarmed the land. Livestock died from disease. Boils covered the Egyptians. Hail and fire rained down from the sky. Locusts consumed everything in their path. Darkness covered the land. With each plague, Pharaoh's heart grew harder. He refused to let the Israelites go. He clung to his power and refused to acknowledge the God of the Israelites. Finally, God sent the 10th and most devastating plague, the death of the firstborn. God told Moses to instruct the Israelites to sacrifice a lamb and put its blood on their doorposts. This would be a sign for the angel of death to pass over their homes. The angel of death struck down the firstborn of every Egyptian family, including Pharaoh's own son. Pharaoh was devastated. He finally relented and agreed to let the Israelites go. After centuries of slavery, the Israelites were finally free. They had witnessed God's power and his faithfulness to his promises. They had learned that even in their darkest hour, God had not forgotten them.